Give me a yes or a no if you identify with any of these statements around money. One, money is the root of all evil. Money is hard to come by. Other people have money for that, not us. You need to work really hard to earn money. You're not worthy of charging that. How could you possibly charge that to somebody? How are you worthy of that? These are our money stories. These are our money stories that come to us because of how we were raised, because of how our parents were raised, right? The lineage through our ancestry. These come to us through past situations that have happened to us at some point along our journey, like you got burned by a business partner, or you had to work really hard when you were younger to get anything. Maybe you made some investments. Maybe you got burned by a spouse. Um, Lots of things correlate to our money story because we tell ourselves a story around money, and that story dictates what we believe we are available to receive, and it dictates what we do with money. It dictates our vision, our overall scope, our schema of what we believe to be true for us around money. It dictates our outcomes. The most important thing to know is that our money stories dictate our outcomes. It's very hard to have a different outcome when you do not believe that outcome is possible for you. We can work super hard on digging out our money stories, right? It can take years of excavation. The more we are aware of what our money stories are, where they come from, and what we are choosing instead, the more we are able to lean into the big vision, the big desires, the manifesting that we desire for ourselves. Because when we don't have that, what we find is we drop back into certain patterns. For instance, the pattern of we make a bunch of money and then suddenly something comes up that just drains it. Like we make the money, we have a great month, we did some extra work, and then the car needs a new transmission. We make the extra money, we make all the money, we make all the money, and then we blow it on something because we worked so hard, we deserve to treat ourselves, right? So we blow it. Where did it go? We did all these things, we treated ourselves, we bought this, we bought that, we felt better in the moment, but where did it go, right? The money story generates more of the same money story. We see the same evidence that supports the money story. So what I challenge you to do, what I encourage you to do, is to rewrite your money story. Along the way, I will guarantee you, rewriting our belief system through the subconscious can be very impactful. You can have some very quick shifts through some subconscious reprogramming, like hypnotherapy. Hi, I'm Stephanie. I am a manifesting facilitator and hypnotherapist, and I've seen great movements in my clients, even in receiving something that seems so spontaneous, like a real estate deal going through, because they are opening the faucets for the money to come in. They are opening the faucets. I've had clients come to me. One, his name is Evan. He is a branding genius. He is a CEO of his own branding company, and he wanted to move from $50,000 months, sounds nice, to $100,000 months, right? And yet he was stuck. He wasn't moving forward. He did not have that momentum. As much as he tried, it wasn't happening because, and I am like a surgeon rooting this out for you. His money story was that, well, if I am making this higher amount, then my friends will abandon me. I won't be like my friends. They'll think that I'm quote unquote better than them. They'll think that we're not the same and I won't have them anymore. What did that equal? Money equaled lack of love. Money equaled losing connection. Money equaled being out of the tribe, being lonely, being lost, not being supported, right? Why on earth would my subconscious allow me to make that money that I say I want if it is not safe? The subconscious, the prime directive is it will always keep you safe. And if it believes you are unsafe to make that amount, There's no amount of energy that will get you to that point, other than a lot of blood, sweat, and tears and fighting through it. And you might find that you make it and then it drains again, because your subconscious needs to keep you safe. It needs to keep you in that money story. Now, we did some reprogramming, we did some rewriting of the money story, and he stepped into his zone of genius. He had some really important conversations, and he helped himself and his business partners have a $300,000 retreat week. That was what they made in sales. So I just give that as an example of what's possible. It doesn't have to be the system that you think it is. I see some of you are coming to me, and when you're thinking of working with me, you're coming back to the same programming that is already keeping you stuck. You're coming back to the same programming that's telling you that you'll invest and then what will happen with that investment. The whole point is to amplify your investment. I mean, I can't even do the math on that amplification from Evan's investment and working with me to his results. It's like, it's a big number. It was a bigger number than I could even fathom right now to say. Maybe you know what it is. But in any case, this happens very frequently when clients work with me, right? Because we are shifting into a new money story. We are rewriting those beliefs that have kept you in a loop. What I'm going to ask you to do here is to rewrite your money story. So what I'm going to have you start out by doing is to write down your beliefs around money. What they might be incongruent. You might have the belief that money is actually available to you and you have infinite access to it. And you might believe that you're not worthy of receiving, right? You might believe that money actually is easy to get, and you might also feel like money is hard for you, right? You might feel that because of a situation that happened to you recently, a business partner crashed your business, you lost some investments, you might feel like, oh my gosh, I'll never recoup that. It will take me so long to recoup that. That's a money story. It's an idea. We live in a field of pure possibility. It is something that could happen. And if we're programmed to believe that that is what will happen, what do we think will happen, right? I mean, right? I think we know the answer to that. So one very important thing is to rewrite your money story. So I'm going to give you an example, then I'm going to give you the technique. So in my example, this is really interesting. This just resolved for me. This just healed me at the age of 49 following the summer. The summer I had a conversation with my parents, and it was some really, really hard pills to swallow, right? I'm an only child, and my dad did not want to have kids. I'm very blessed that he's treated me very well throughout my whole life, but there were some incongruencies as I was moving into young adulthood that I just didn't quite understand. And I held on to this idea that if I were to receive money from them, even as an adult, that would equate with they love me. That would equate with they want me. That would equate with they want to have me around in the world, right? That would equate with I'm not abandoned, right? I'm an only child, right? Uh, they have the capacity. They could give. They could do this. But we had a really hard conversation this summer, just where some things came to light where that truth came out about how my dad didn't want to have kids. And it really made me realize like where some of my wounding around abandonment came from. Now, what that showed me is this. I had been wanting to step into my next level financially in my business, beyond six-figure business, and I had felt held back. What I felt was like this rubber band pull back, that what I felt like I needed in my heart was to receive money from my parents. What I realized, and I'm like, rationally, as an adult, I realized that's ridiculous. Why would I think that? I feel ashamed to think that. I should be better than that. They can do whatever they want with their money. And yet there was this tie, this thread connecting me between my parents' money and that equaling showing me their love for me. What I recognized is that their ability to show their love to me has its bounds in what is available to them, money or not. Money is just a vehicle or an example of it. And when I was able to heal and recognize that whatever I'm looking for from them, when I untether from it, then I shift my gaze forward towards that which is available to me, to that which I am looking to make for my family, right? That I can show myself love. I can show love to my business. I can show love to the world. There is no deficit when. There is no deficit when I find the freedom and taking control over that area of my finances. I am no longer tethered. There is no more power over me of that longing, of that desire, because I release it. I release it. I release the obligation. I release that which I think could have been, right? Which could be. I release it and I let it be what it is. And in doing that, I healed. I healed this money wound for myself, right? And I untethered because if I were receiving that money from them, it probably would make it a lot easier for me to not go after that which is part of my big dream for my family, for our legacy, for my children, for their future, right? For that expansion that happens with the more people that I connect with and touch through the work that I do, it would allow me to stay smaller. So thank you, universe, for the lesson. Thank you so much for the rewriting of my money story. So here's what we do. What we do is this, and that was a pretty personal story. So I haven't really shared that with very many people, and here I am sharing it with you. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to take out a piece of paper. Well, maybe more than one. You're going to take out your notebook. I think it's helpful to write it out by hand. Use your computer if you need to. And picture that you have a relationship with money. You might even write this like a story. Sometimes a story has dialogue, right? Where you are talking with money. Picture money can take many forms. Money can be many characters, okay? And you're going to write a new money story for yourself and money. So I'm going to pull out this whiteboard here. I'm going to give you some examples of some things you might include in a story. A story has characters, you, money, what you do with money, right? If you have clients, whatnot, your family. It has the who, what, where, why, and when, right? What I like to put in my money story is our relationship, what we do together, what is possible. It could be what old beliefs you are releasing, or even apologizing to money, or asking for forgiveness around what you used to believe around it, if you need to. What old beliefs are you releasing around money? You're crafting a new story. So you might start it out like a dialogue where you're meeting money once again for the first time, right? What does money look like? Does money have a certain kind of embodiment? Does it have a certain character? Does it look a certain way? What does money want to say to you? Has it been missing you? How does money want to play with you? How does it want to help you? How does it want you to be a conduit for greater good? What can you and money do together? What's the new beliefs? What's the new story, right? Money supports me. Money wants me to succeed. Money is so grateful for the work that I do in the world and shows up for me in expected and unexpected ways. I'm so grateful to dance with money in our intimate connection, not the connection that my parents had, not the connection that my neighbor has, my connection, my unique relationship with money. We're friends. We listen to one another. I allow money to be free. I don't lock it up in a box. I let it flow through and I allow myself to receive it. What does it look like to receive it? Am I open to receiving it? Do I feel safe to receive it? What belief have I had around money that has felt unsafe? What does money want me to know around how safe it is to receive? Those are just some prompts for you to free flow, just envisioning this is your money story. Your money story means your relationship with money, what you get to do together, right? What do you craft? Just like you craft your vision for the future. Um, I work with amazing clients. We're changing the world one person at a time in our soul-led businesses. I'm so grateful to sit in my beautiful office, gazing out my window, and spend time with my family and friends, travel when we want to. I'm crafting my vision. Very similarly, you are crafting your own story with money. I love to see your stories. Please send them to me at stephzitocoach@gmail.com. I'd love for you to share them and see what creating your money story does. If you know you have some bigger things to release, then I invite you to connect with me to schedule a hypnosis session and see how we can free you from your old money stories so you can step into your new ones.